it happens. Going live? All right, good. So I'm sending this link to this live stream out to my social media channels. So if you happen to see this, it's probably through that. And students are practicing live streaming, so they might be sharing this link out as well. But welcome to Digital Media Production Studio. That's what we're meeting today. We should pan the camera around. I think we should show who's here doing this stuff. Everybody's doing something. So, yeah, Michael, if you want to just swing it around and kind of show the room and show what we're doing. So there's Gannon over there, and Matthew, and Morgan, and Jordan, and then myself and Professor Atkins running the camera. He's hiding. Okay, so, but yeah, let me send this out. So I'll send this link out on Facebook and Twitter. Okay. Anyway, so in case anybody's watching it, nice. They call this Antiques Roadshow. So that's what it is. This is an antique show. I've dug out some old computer equipment. I have a group of online students. They're studying computer technology with me this semester. And I held off on making this class available online anyway because there's a lot of labs to it and stuff. And so I'm trying to figure out how to get them in the lab. So one of the ways is obviously to show them video and stuff. And if this live streaming thing works out, maybe I'll arrange more live chats with the online class. But today's practice is for our production studio team to learn to work our streaming gear. We're streaming it with Sling Studio equipment and a number of cameras, and they're going to have a live event this weekend with mixed martial arts in Junction City, and so they need to practice doing this. So I'm just rambling here today, but so anyway, welcome to my lab, welcome to my studio. So the first thing that I wanted to show you, so this is just kind of a brief tour of computer storage media. That's mainly what I have to show you here. Different forms of memory. So if you take a look at this one on the table here, I worked here for several years without realizing that this board existed, and it was here in this at K-State Polytechnic. I was just talking to my colleague at work, Les Kinsler. He's now retired, and I was telling him about the first computer I ever worked on, and it had magnetic core memory, and his eyes lit up. He's like, "You know what that is?" I sure do. And so he went and got this board out and showed me. So I don't know if you can zoom in. You probably can't get a micro view. We may have to, I don't know, how close can you zoom in on what's in there? I don't know. Can you see the little circles? There's each one of the little black dots on this thing is a bit. It's a little magnet, and there's two wires that run through it. It's basically like Battleship, where you've got a number and a letter to give coordinates. B7, and then you go there, and then that's the bit, and so that's how it gets read in and out of there. But so there would be, somebody counted those up. I think were there 32? I think these might be 32-bit words. I can't see good enough now to count them myself, but each row of bits would be one computer word or one memory location. And someone handmade this, and I couldn't tell you what machine this came out of, but this was one of the original ways to store data in a non-volatile way. That is, a way that lasts after the power goes out. So they would put the ones and zeros in it, and they'd be saved in little magnets. Okay, almost as old, maybe probably older. I think this other one that I have next, this next type of storage, is actually older than magnetic core memory. It's using paper punch cards, okay, or putting information on paper form by making holes in it. So I don't know, can you see one of those guys? It's kind of hard to see the holes on the white background, but that's this is another way that we put data into computers. People who are old enough and they studied computer science at K-State like 40 years ago, this is how they did it. Or probably even 30 years ago, they were still using these punch cards. You'd write your program, you'd take it to the machine that would create these punch cards, and then you would walk them over to the computer, and they had to all be in order. And your worst nightmare was if something should happen to make you drop them all and they got out of order because you had to start all over, because each one of these is an instruction that is part of your program. So that's crazy. But actually, when I was in the Navy, we ran a missile system, the guidance system for the guided missile destroyer that was built in the 60s, used paper tape. It was a roll of tape version of this same thing with holes in it, and that's how they loaded the program to shoot the missiles. All right, so then over here, this bad boy is a hard drive. And I think it was like a display model from the beginning. This is this one. But it's really nice because you can see all of the basic parts of a hard drive. So a more modern version, that we have them even smaller than this. But if you open this up and look inside, you're going to see kind of the same thing. These little discs here are platters. They're coated with a magnetic material. So it's the same kind of process as with our magnetic core memory, where it's creating magnetic ones and zeros. But now this spins, and there's a little magnetic head on there. And I don't know, what can we see about this? It's actually writes to both sides. This head here, I think this moves around. Yeah. So this piece here moves in and out. So wherever it's at, it makes a new track of data, and it writes in and out. But it does it to each platter on both sides. And the little magnet gets really, really close to the disk without touching it. And so it's all done magnetically, and this would spin. And one time I knew what the storage capacity of this drive is, but I don't know. It says the data manufacture on this guy's March of 1982. So, wow, that's, what is that, 40 years ago? Almost 40 years ago. 38 years old piece of equipment here. But this is what we used in big mainframe computers to store data. It was tens of thousands of dollars, and maybe you got 10 or 20 megabytes of storage out of this thing. Megabytes is what we're talking about. Things kept getting smaller and smaller. But another old form of data storage, get that out of the way. We had this on the ship as well. So this is more up to date than the paper card system. The missile system was older. It used paper tape. My system was the gun system. So this is a magnetic tape, and you open this guy up, and there's just like a cassette tape or a VHS tape. This computer tapes. So it's plastic, and it's again magnetic, and it used coated. It's got a kind of a soft, fuzzy cloth inside of it. This one's been cut up so you can see the inside, and it's a little floppy disk. And you plug that in, and it clamps down. The drive grabs it, and it would spin it, and there's a little recording head that reads and writes the data on there as well. So that's a 8-inch floppy, I believe 8.5 inch. But then they just kept getting smaller here. That's about it. These are just more hard drives. They got smaller and smaller as time goes on. And now, I don't know what's the smallest hard drive you've all seen, but they got smaller and smaller. But eventually we got flash memory. Well, hey, Dan, come on over and say hello to the world.
Hello.
Dan's our student here at K-State Polytechnic, and I'm just showing the folks out in the internet all our old stuff. So you're just in time.
Neat.
You're just in time to look at the Osborne. Have you seen our Osborne computer?
Yeah, several years ago.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get the Osborne out. So this is a classic and well worth taking a look at. So this is one of the world's first mobile computers right here. And they called them luggables because you lug this thing around. It's just like, so anyway. Yeah. So anyway, it's around 40 years old. I'm not exactly sure on the date of manufacture of this one, but open this up. It looks like I'm not going to be able to power it up because it takes a power cord, but the thing still turns on, but it lacks one important ingredient. You know what that is? It has no operating system. I need software. Yeah. So if anybody has Osborne software out there, please let me know. I think I've got it upside down. Yeah, because we could make this thing live again if we could just get a disk with software to make this thing run. But it turns on, it tries to read a disk, and then that's all it does. So, but yeah, so you open it up, and there's the keyboard, and there's the display. Check that out. Isn't that cool?
Very cool.
So it's I don't know, what would you guess? 5-inch monitor? Monochrome, one color. It lights up green. It's a dual floppy drive, so this would be the 5 and a, is it 5 1/4 inch? Yeah. So it'd be one like this, but smaller. I used to have one. Now, oh, there is one in here. How about that? If I can get it out. There it is. It's the 5 1/4 floppy. And it slides in like that. What else? It's got that same serial port that they put on computers for years, but that's if you were to hook up a mouse or some kind of peripheral, a modem, it would go to that. A parallel port that was standard for years to hook up a printer.
I've got a serial cable in my hand
that goes on. Oh, okay.
So we're trying to work with some data.
So let me see that for a second. It should. Nope.
Nope.
Wrong.
That's a male to a male. So
Yeah.
we need a female.
We need an adapter to make it work, but
You bet.
same idea. It's got the same format. So and it looks like there's a little video out for maybe a bigger display or something. I don't know as well.
You bet.
But anyway, you can look up this. What model is it? Do we know? Osborne. I think it's an Osborne 1. I'm not for sure, but anyway, a classic computer. So that's it for Bill's Antiques Roadshow for today. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate you checking us out. But stay tuned to this channel. We'll probably be doing more of this in the future. So, all right. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Anytime.
Okay, I need a talent.